So what we're gonna do, we're gonna get this thing hooked up to the system. We'll come back, me and Bill will come back, give you some thoughts and impressions on how these guys perform. We're actually gonna put these up against the Special 40s, Dynaudio Special 40s. So let's get these things hooked up and see what they sound like. What's up guys? We are back with another speaker comparison. Today we've got the Dynaudio Special 40s and the Heritage Specials. Let's go through a few tech specs here.
The Heritage Specials have 1-inch soft dome tweeters, the SOTAR 3s, which is their top of the line. And the Special 40s also have a 1-inch soft dome tweeter. The Heritage Specials have a 7-inch mid-bass driver, while the Special 40s are using a 6-inch mid-bass driver.
Yeah, I think it's 6.5.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 6.5. So frequency response for both of these guys, 41 Hertz for the Special 40s and then 42 Hertz for the Heritage Specials. One cool thing is that both of these speakers are handmade in Denmark. I don't know if you saw the unboxing or not, but it's got the walnut finish, the American walnut finish on the Heritage Specials, and then we've got the red birch on the Special 40s. I think this particular finish has been discontinued on these particular models. Still a very nice finish though. I mean, I'll put a little close up on it so you guys can see. It's got that nice shiny glossy finish, whereas the Heritage Specials is kind of just a freshly sanded look almost.
Yeah, it's
like
just, yeah, right. It's kind of a matte, beautiful finish, and the speakers are matched for the grain so that they look like they came from the same wood source, I guess.
Yep. Size-wise, you know, I'll put the dimensions on the screen here, but the Heritage Specials are slightly bigger than the Special 40s. They're definitely heavier. The Heritage Specials are 24.25 pounds, and then the Special 40s are 17.9 pounds. So the Heritage Specials are a bit heftier feeling.
The Heritage Specials it's a much deeper cabinet, so that's definitely adds to the bass performance on that.
So what we have here, we've got these guys hooked up to the Marantz Model 30 integrated amp. Nice little piece. We got it in, I think it's rose gold. It puts out 100 watts per channel.
Yep.
Both of these guys, max power handling, I think is 200 watts?
200 watts for each pair, yep.
And then for cables, we're using some AudioQuest Type 5 cables. So not super expensive, they're actually pretty affordable. So music-wise, we played a medley of different songs. What did you think? Well, the first one we popped in was Cowboy Junkies, Blue Moon.
Yeah, we started adding some different songs to kind of give different feels. That recording it's very like studio present, meaning you can hear the room they're in. It sounds like it's live almost when they record it. I don't know exactly specs if they used an area mic or how they mixed it, but the Heritage Special, you could definitely hear the room. You had all the little nuances of the room and kind of reverb. She's a very breathy singer, so you could hear all of that as well. With the Special 40s, the room wasn't quite as noticeable. It sounded really good. She still sounded really great, but I don't think that live sensation is there as much as it is on the Heritage.
Yeah, I feel like the Heritage Specials definitely captured the room more. I think we're talking about the tweeters on the Heritage Specials. They have the top of the line SOTAR 3, which you're going to find in the Confidence speakers. So like they're absolute best ones. And I think there's a huge difference between what's in the Heritage Specials and the Special 40s. Before we got the Heritage Specials in, I thought the Special 40s were like phenomenal sounding speaker. And then after we kind of swapped them in and out, it was almost a night and day difference between the upper end detail with the Heritage Specials. Like there's definitely much more air and spaciousness.
They both captured the primary sounds fairly well, but the Heritage Specials definitely did a better job of capturing the other characteristics, the secondary sounds, or they call them microdynamics, in terms of whether it be reverb, like in the case where you can actually hear the characteristic of the room, the snap of a snare drum when they use a brush on it, how it sounds different from a stick.
Yeah, what was that song that we heard where there was where they were brushing on the drum and it sounded muffled on the Special 40s to the other one.
That was Home.
Was it Home?
Yeah.
Dominic
Fils-Aimé.
Dominic Fils-Aimé.
You're right. He's always correcting me because I always get it wrong.
Yeah, but you could definitely hear that. You can hear him taking the brush, moving it to the other one, and then there's a different tonal character between that, and just the right speaker, where it sounded flatter.
Much flatter.
What you said
Yeah.
with these Special 40s.
Right. So I think that's what when we talk about the microdynamics, it's when the secondary characteristics, the secondary sounds, obviously they're not going to be as loud or as bright as the primary. They're not supposed to be, but they also don't get either flattened out or kind of just steamrolled all together. You can hear them and they sound live.
Much better sound delineation, I would say, with the Heritage Specials. Like the mid-range as well. Lenny Kravitz, his voice.
That song particularly is he's a great singer, and that song he's really breathy, you know,
Yeah,
the
he's
way
breathy,
he
yeah.
sings and that. And the Heritage Specials just, to me, were head and shoulders above the Special 40s, and very transparent and very live sounding. Everything was nice and bright.
And that song, when it opens up, it's almost like kind of like putting headphones on, because the opening, I think, what are they, piano keys? They kind of just wrap around you like 360 degrees. They both sound that way, don't get me wrong, but you get a bit more of a wraparound effect with the Heritage Specials during the entire runtime of that song. You get that in your head almost effect.
That's one of the reasons we like that Lenny Kravitz song so much, because you've got a lot of really great keys going on, a little, you know, 1 and 2 note filler stuff, but also they use a string section. I don't think it's real strings. I think it's an actual, you know, a keyboard setup for the orchestral strings, but that gives it that really big wraparound feeling when you know, like you're wearing headphones.
Let's not forget about the bass. Mm-hmm. Even though frequency response wise, these Special 40s go down to 41 hertz, the Heritage Specials are 42 hertz.
Yeah, very close.
So very close performance wise, at least on paper. But we threw in that Red Hot Chili Pepper song,
Soul to Squeeze, which basically is just a lot of bass from Flea. Chad Smith on drums, his kit is just, it's so, they mix that so forward in that particular song. Every time he hits that snare, it's just like it's in the room with you. But the bass on that is just amazing. It's, you know, all through the song.
what is it, kick drum?
No, he's hitting the, he's got his kick drum he's hitting, that snare, and then you've just got Flea on that bass just going to town.
Yeah, that shit just pops, just pop, pop, pop. And don't get me wrong, the Special 40 sound good, but just, it doesn't sound like you're in the room with these guys. Like these things just pop really hard, just real quick transient response with these guys, with the Heritage Specials.
Yeah, if you're familiar with the song, that one, you know, chorus bass line that he's got, dun 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 dun. When he does that little higher bass lick on that with those Heritage Specials, man, it popped. It was so live. It sounded fantastic. You know, and Flea likes to do a lot of the, you know, finger popping and all that stuff. But this song is just, it's a really great way to hear what like really live bass should sound like.
It kind of made the Special 40s sound muddy in comparison, just because the control was so much better on the Heritage Specials. Not saying that it's terrible and muddy sounding, but just in comparison with that speaker, yes, it did sound.
Again, when you're comparing,
Big difference.
Right. It sounded really good. If you listen to it on its own, fantastic.
Yeah.
But then when you compared it to, you know, the bigger speakers, your bigger cabinet, all that, you know, on paper it gives you a single digit of difference, but the actual experience of listening to it reveals a lot more difference.
As far as like imaging, you know, I know we said that the rock solid imaging on the Heritage Specials, also the same way with the Special 40s. Like you get a really rock solid center image. So I think if we're gonna place them on the stage, where let's say the IKEA bookshelf is the stage, I'm gonna say they're floating like directly right above that. Not forward, not too far back, not too forward. At least in this particular space. So I would say it lands right directly where the IKEA bookshelf is.
Yeah, I think they both did a really good job of the imaging. It's just, I think with the bigger driver, the better tweeter, and just the bigger cabinet, you know, it's just a better sounding speaker overall.
Yeah, just that SOTAR 3 tweeter, man, just captures all that high-end goodness, all that airy textures. And I hate to be like the Special 40s, not a good speaker. It's a great speaker.
Right.
It's just after we swapped it in and out, it was just like we lifted a veil, and like all the detail just like came pouring out.
Well, I mean, so one of a real clear example is in home. There's a lot of they talk about like organic fade when there's a sound and that sound has an echo or a trailing sound, and you know how some speakers and how some amplifiers can naturally let that kind of sound fade off versus other systems where it just clips it or it stops. You just don't hear it. With the Heritage Specials, when she sang, there's a couple lines where you hear the main, the main lyric, and then there's a couple of echoes, sort of. And with the Heritage Specials, you heard that clear. It was bang, it was present, it was live, it sounded like, oh yeah. Whereas with the Heritage, the Special 40s, you really didn't hear that. You'd hear just a little bit, and it was very flat sounding.
Yeah, it's like the Heritage Specials, I would say pretty close to what the Focal Sopras are that we had. I do think that the beryllium tweeters on the Focals maybe a little bit more detail on the top end. I mean, we don't have them anymore. I had to send them back, but I wish we did have them. But I'm going to say it sounds really close to it, though. Not quite as sharply detailed as the Focals. I think this is rolled off slightly on the top end over the Focals, and then of course the Heritage Specials are just really kind of just really rolled off. Definitely flatter sounding.
You mean the Special 40s?
Yeah, Special 40s.
You said Heritage Specials.
Oh, the Special 40s definitely a bit more warmer up top.
Yeah, I definitely want to compare. Like, it's nice comparing these models, same brand to different, the same model.
They're the same family.
It's nice comparing the same brand, different models within that brand family. But I'd really be interested to see how these things stack up to, let's say, more price adjusted. When you're looking at $7,000 for the Heritage Specials.
Yeah, and then $3,000 for the Special 40s.
Right. I want to see something that's a little more like on the same playing field in terms of price.
Yeah.
Like, say, let's do a comparison of the Heritage Specials to, say, the 705 Signatures, or even the Focals once we get another pair of those. Mm-hmm. And then I think, again,
I think in this case where it's like, is price indicative of performance? I think in this particular case, twice the cost, twice the performance. I don't know if it's twice the performance, but there's a big jump in performance for sure.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah. I should mention that they are a limited edition, so there's only 2,500 pair. So if you are really interested in these, then definitely get with your dealer. And shout out to Value Electronics, who sent both of these speakers over to us for review. So if you do want to pick up any one of these speakers, and shout out to Robert, visit valueelectronics.com.
He's a great cat. If you ever need something, just give those guys a call. They're really, really helpful and super pleasant people.
And of course, this is just our subjective opinions on these speakers. In your space, with your electronics, it's likely going to sound very different than what we're hearing. So we're just relaying back to you what we heard with our ears in our space with our equipment.
Just our recommendations, and sound and video are very subjective things.
So that is our thoughts on the Heritage Specials and the Dynaudio Special 40s. Have you guys heard any of these speakers? And if you have, what did you think about their sound quality? Leave a comment down below and let us know. As always, guys, thanks for watching. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and we shall see you again in the next video.
Peace.